And I'm live. Hey?
Nothing.
I am, aren't I?
I don't know. Can't find you.
That'll come up. I've got 2 people watching, so it must be. Hello. Hello, everybody. No, Joe's having trouble finding the feed. You got it, yeah?
No. You carry on.
Okay. So, this week, I installed iOS 11. You see the Twitch? I installed iOS 11 and I've had a couple of problems. Nothing drastic, but a few. I had 6... Oh, I've got 8. I had a couple of problems. So the first I installed it. I made a video of me installing it as well. So the screen recording is a bit weird. So this is what I found from the screen recording. Greetings from Australia. Hello, hi, and welcome from Australia to the UK, to the live stream. So my first problem with the screen recorder is if I open the screen recorder, then select one app. Okay, that app records fine. So say Sunrise's Synth I was playing with and Casper, and the thing is that works fine. That's all right. But if I was to open Sunriser and record that, and at the same time then close Sunriser and open another synth, and then save that video, when I come back to play that video back, the audio is wrong. It's lagged. Bo Beats is in the room. I don't know if we'll get what's his name here. Jacob might pop in. So yeah, so the screen recorder is just got this weird lag thing, right? So you're recording one synth and it's fine, and then all of a sudden you swap an app whilst you're recording, and then when you come to play that video back, there is no correlation between the video and the audio. So it's really strange. Seems to work with what? Hello. Seems to work with one app and then not with another. But I guess that will fix that. The other one, which was the most upsetting and mind-bogglingly annoying, was LumaFusion. Now, I will say before I go on, that I've been talking to everybody at Luma, and they've been great, and this is my personal issue has been actually fixed because of a certain thing. But anyway, I found that Luma was working fantastic on iOS 10. Now they know they're not happy with the AU effects implementation because it's really buggy, and so what's happened is I was making a video, and it was actually the video about updating to iOS 11. I then edited it in Luma. When I tried to export, hey Mike, how you doing? When I tried to export it, it wasn't writing, and I tried again, and like an 8-minute video. Hey Taz Bourne is in the room. Hi Taz. What was happening was when I tried to write the video, an 8-minute video I calculated would have taken 10 hours, 10 hours to write. Okay, so 10 hours, and then. So I tried. Oh, I'll try a different one. Colin
Powell's in the room.
Colin Powell's in the room too. Hey, Colin. And hi, Guy from Israel as well. So the thing is, where was I? Oh yeah, 10 hours to rent. So I thought I'll try something else. So I imported one photograph with no other media, no other effects. Hi Sam. No other effects, nothing in. And made that clip 4 seconds long, 4 seconds, and it took 5 minutes to export. 5 minutes to export. So I contacted them, and then what they've done is, so I uninstalled Luma, and they put me on the test flight team, and the adjustments they've made, Luma's now perfect, absolutely perfect for me. brilliant. I mean, it takes literally minutes for me to write and export a video to Dropbox. I mean, seriously, minutes. A 1.5 minute video will write and export in less than 1 minute. So I've got really fast internet as well. So that was the problem. So Luma was unusable, but now I'm on the test flight team, and the thing that I'm testing is absolutely brilliant. And I know they're getting this fixed out for iOS 11 users and stuff. Ew. Okay, so that was that. Oh yeah, and the other thing with the screen recorder, I recorded screen recorder, then tried to upload that to Dropbox, and it wouldn't even upload. Couldn't even upload it. Just refused. I'll try again. It's obviously something I'm doing wrong. So, right, what's next? Must say thanks as well also, while people are here, for the Benefit album that was put out is now released. And it's... Dean is in the room. Dean Daughter's in the room. Electronic Sounds is in the room. But I must say, before anyone... I've got to say... Yes, I've got Luma running, Dean. It's brilliant. I must say, go and watch Dean's latest video where he takes his iPad and I think it's a cord controller and does the BM3 thing in the in the forest in a national park. Is it Los Angeles National Park? I think. Anyway, it's absolutely brilliant video all the way through. It's superb. Anyway, you smug you people on iOS 10. Yes, but I'm having to cope with iOS 11. No, to be fair, it's good. I actually got back a load of memory. Look, let me do this first. Let me say thanks for the Benefit album. That Candy Lozier, a net label, and you know she's like recovering from cancer, so that got shelved for a bit, and it's just been released, and the response has been great, and all the artists who contributed. It's just brilliant, you know. Toz is on there, Colin's on there. There are just loads and loads. It's like the iOS go-to album. It is. It's like the album is and yeah, Dave's on there as well. With Dave and me doing our solo thing. I've got a track on there, and but it's a great album. It's over 40 artists, 45 tracks, I think, like 43 artists. I think a couple of people have got 2 on there. It's absolutely, it's wicked, and it's like $5, you know. So anyone who hasn't got it, go and get it, because it benefits me and Joe, you know. We don't have a lot, you know, we struggle, and it's just the thing, you know. Anyway, thank you, everybody who supported us to do that. That was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it, darling?
Yes, thank you. Do you want a cup of coffee?
Yes, please. Joe's not very well. Not very well. She's got a cough and a cold. Well, not so much a cough yet, but it will be, won't it?
It will be.
Not very well. A bit achy. It's not very... Bit. She's not crying or anything. She's not very well. No, she's not. Fetch my coffee, woman. Hurry up. So, yes. So that was the album, which was absolutely fantastic. Now, what we got now? Let's see. I'll definitely buy the album. Thanks so much. That's really great. It's really appreciated, you know. But the album is actually brilliant. It's hours and hours of music. I mean, there's 45 tracks. Some of those tracks are like 15 minutes long, you know. Some brilliant soundscape and stuff as well. So it's absolutely fab. So, okay, there is a new app that developers sent me this evening. I'm going to review the next day, tomorrow or the next day, called Nimbus. It's a granular synth. But you know the guy who designed Plectrum and the, what's it called? He did the one with the cone filter. Can't remember its name now. The AUV3s. One's Plectrum. Plectrum is free, but it's not now. And then he did the one with the cone filter. He's got this new one out called Nimbus. So I imagine it's quite reasonably priced as well. It's very good. It's a granular synth. Also been looking at Silo Synth again. And I also... downloaded Grain Science again because I'm trying to get into granular synth. I've started to build an instrument in BM3, and because I was watching one of Dean's videos, and it was about building your own instrument, and I've got this one started, but I don't know how long it'll take to do. But yeah, this Nimbus is really nice. I had to go over it just before the live feed because I only just got the codes and stuff, so I'm gonna have a crack with that. Grain Science is still... Yeah, well, I was going to say Grain Science. I was playing with Grain Science, Sam, and it crashed. Like in the iOS, but it crashed, it just went off. I put it back in and it did it again. Crashed, just went off. Very upset. Silo was solid. But Silo's pretty good. For an introduction to grain synthesis, I think Silo's really good. It's because it's easy to understand as well. What's your next iPad you get now? When ZX Plectrum, I don't think it was. No. It's not that. No, Plectrum. It's an app actually called Plectrum. That's it. Nimbus is by Louis Philippe Ferret. That's the one. That's the one, and it's very, very good. I was playing it earlier. So anyway, if I can ever afford an iPad again without begging for one from the community, I don't know. I suppose I would be very, very careful and make sure that I get the one that everybody says works for iOS music. I don't like the envelopes, not musical, if that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I find it's strange, but you know, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? Granular synthesis is a lot of fun. So people don't make it. Doug, mate, you've got to talk about Syntronik. I thought I'd recovered a map of Hoggle. Syntronics. We talk about Syntronik now. Let's get Syntronik out of the way. It's. You know what I mean? It's like. It's cheap and nasty, 1 or 2 sounds, you know, doesn't, you know, it's only 2 meg, and, you know, Syntronik is awesome. I never saw it coming. I didn't see it coming. I never thought they'd transport, and how they've managed to get 50 gig, it sits on my desktop at 50 gig. Yeah, thanks, darling. Yeah, Syntronik is yeah. You should Dean. Syntronik is awesome. It's just brilliant. But then again, if you like custom programming and stuff, it's not going to be for you. But I think that it is just Syntronik is brilliant. I loved it on the desktop when I started doing it, and they sent me and they said, "Do you want to have a look at Syntronik? It's like 50 gig." But I said, "Oh, 50 gig, 50 gig," and I said, "Yeah," but it's brilliant. So I was amazed when all of a sudden it was going to be, and I thought to myself, well, I know that I've got like the full version of Sample Tank with all its bits and pieces, but I have at least probably more than half of it is not on the iPad. It's like in the cloud, and the bit I've got on is it's over 11 gig. Well, yeah, they would sound familiar, Dean, wouldn't they? They're classic iconic synthesizers from the past, programmed by the man who programmed by the actual guy who owns all these synths as well. I can't remember his name now, but there are people actually who know him on the Audio Bus forum. But he helped design the actual original Elisa's Andromeda, right? But he programmed all these synths for IK. He was a big part of the team to program them. But it's brilliant, isn't it? And how they've managed to get 50 gig down to less than 5 gig. I know maybe there's 2,000 sounds on a desktop version, but it sounds the same to me. I'm not kidding, it really does. I don't know if they put in their drift technology, not familiar, similar to each
That's what I said, I didn't say familiar.
Didn't he?
Similar.
Oh, similar. Sorry, Dean. My bad. Okay. Dean Doris knocks down Doug live. You can use that one as well if you like. Doug shot down by electronic sounds. So familiar, similar. Yeah, they probably would. It's got the GX was sampled in Syntronik in the V80. Yeah, I suppose they do sound a little bit similar. Per synth, I think. You know, because each synth had a tone, didn't it? Had a feel. So far, the last one I did was the Harpy 260. And I wasn't like, you know, it was Electric Diva. She wanted to hear it. And because she designed the cover for the album, I thought, well, let's go. I'll do this the Harpy 260 as well. And you know what? I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Loads better than I thought it was going to be. The Noir looks good as well. The Noir. But it's very good, Syntronik. Yeah, it's absolutely... yeah, Syntronik is fantastic. What is confusing me is, what was that last one about?
What still confuses me is audio bus versus AUM. Looking forward to seeing a test of MIDI fire.
Oh, Tim Webb on Discord. I think he's just done a video for MIDI fire. You probably won't catch me doing it. MIDI. Ooh, nah, lad. MIDI. Ooh, nah. Not MIDI fire. Oof. No. I have trouble plugging my keyboard in.
How many samples does Syntronik have from the SY99?
Oh, I don't know. Without going into the iPad and having a look when I'm using it for this, I have no idea. I don't know. Probably the best place to go for stuff like that is actually IK's website. Look up Syntronik, because they've got a load of information, and they've also got a load of videos about them, about the actual the thing, about the Syntronik thing itself. So that's really quite interesting. That's quite an interesting thing to watch and read about, and there's loads and loads of info on there as well about it. Tried the SY99, big brother of my SY85. Oh well, you know, we used to use a CS80 in the studio in the 80s. Between Syntronik and Synthmaster, what else do you need? I don't know really. You're probably good with either of those. Synthmaster is incredible, I think, is amazing, and hopefully Synthmaster 1 will be on iOS soon as well. But like, people like collecting synths, don't they? It's like in the old days you collected hardware. It's a lot cheaper now collecting iOS, especially if you buy from me. You won't get them any cheaper, but you'll feel better. So use my links. You're a big fan on presets, right? What synths are your favourite? What synths have your favourite presets? Definitely Alchemy used to, but we don't use the bad word now since it's gone. Synthmaster player, and Synthmaster. Syntronik, I haven't really had it long enough to really delve in, but I remember when I did the demo for the B80 desktop version, I loved some of the sounds in there. But I'd use anything. I pretty much use any synth. I've got some that I really love. I love Korg. The app that should not be named Alchemy by the company that I definitely will not name. Not Apple. Apple are fine, you know. At least we get a version. Anyway, but the thing is, Breaking Bad. Let's break bad. Breaking Bad. So yeah, I like presets, and because I don't have the time. Sunriser. Oh, Blip. Do you like that new Blip synth? Xeon is good. Some of the presets in that are brilliant. Jacob did that was really good, wasn't it? That modulation thing he did with Xeon. Did anyone watch his last night's thing about his 3 years of been whack attack? Right, so I'm going to talk about Workbench now. Very impressed with the new update for Workbench. Very happy that has been updated. Did my video today for that as well, which with a few where, do you know what? I don't plan. I had no plan when I make a video like the live feeds. I have no real plan. You know, I don't have a plan. So, like the live feeds, I have no plan. Well, when I start this video today, I thought, I know, I'll just play with Workbench because it's bound to sound great. But actually it did. It worked out all right in the end. But it's such a fun app. Once you start to mess around, yeah, it was all right, wasn't it? But it's such a good app. You can do so much with that app, and it just gets out of hand. It's just great. I love it. I love the fact that you can overdub on each of those little slots as well. I think that's really clever. Okay, there was a question about musical influence. What are my musical influences?
Yeah, it's here.
Sorry.
I'd love to hear you take a few moments to share your music influences early on and current. It's current ones that same as early on, I've got to tell you. 80s.
Yeah, the current ones are the same as me early on ones. Okay, so musical influences. 99 in the... Okay, so people who are interested in that are going to read that.
I'll go back to those. Tell your musical influences.
Right, let me do my musical influences. Okay, so... from...
ABBA.
No. Well, actually, yeah. To be honest, when I was younger...
Bucks Fizz.
Do you want to do my musical influences? ABBA, Bucks Fizz. No, right. Yeah. Breaking Bad. Right, so... earliest memorable, decent musical instruments were definitely Jean-Michel Jarre, Vangelis, Tangerine Dream, Faust, Steve Hillage, early Genesis, and actually mid-Phil Collins Genesis as well, up to Duke. After that, it kind of got losing a bit for me. But like, and then there were 3 in Duke, so brilliant albums, sort of 3-piece band. So yeah, Queen, a massive Queen fan. Or other musical instruments, influences. There's so many, but yeah, but electronic music, Hans Zimmer's really early stuff when it was more pop and stuff like that.
What's his face? What's his name?
Pete, right.
Begins with an H, his surname, doesn't it?
H?
I think so. What's his name?
Well,
I absolutely love him.
I love lots of people.
No, but this man is like your god. What's his name?
Oh, Trevor Horn.
Yeah.
Yeah, as musical producers as well. Trevor Horn just wiped it in the 80s. He took music production then to somewhere it had never ever been. And the influences are still massive now. So 80s musical influences were diverse, you know, stuff like The Police, loads of pop stuff, electronic stuff, OMD, things like that. Yeah, just total genius. Total genius. But I'm a massive 80s pet. Not many musical influences these days. Someone mentioned Peter Jones, Tiger Mothtails.
Justin Bieber.
Brilliant.
Do you like him?
Yeah, I love Justin. He's ace. I'm a believer. Robert Reed, modern progressive, Magenta, Big Train, Frost, people like that. Yeah, you'll probably hear a lot of that in the demos, a lot of the progressive stuff. Most of what I tend to jam around with is stuff that's been Ozric Tentacles, huge, even still, Floyd, yep, they're all there. Yeah, Kraftwerk, anything, well, yeah, but that was, you know, there's so many, there are literally thousands and thousands of influences, and you can't say everybody because it's just impossible. Doug and Colin, who are they? They sound pretty good, actually, don't they?
Doug's a dodgy character.
Doug's dodgy. Colin's all right. Yeah, Marillion. Went to see Marillion a few times. Met Fish. He was tall. Absolutely love Supertramp as well. Yeah, absolutely love Supertramp. But I love Supertramp. This is the period I love Supertramp from. Early Supertramp was Crisis, What Crisis, even in the quietest moments. Everything up to Breakfast in America was pretty cool. After that, I wasn't keen. But I love Roger Hodgson as well. So I could quite happily watch him live. One of my favourite all-time songs ever was Take the Long Way Home. Take the Long Way Home. I love that song. Wow.
You memory card that song, I think.
I did, Joe. We recorded a version of that song. Joe said, I've got it somewhere. I'm sure I've got it somewhere.
You probably have.
I have. I'll have to post it on Patreon. Don't post it anywhere else. I get slapped with copyright. Yeah, but yeah, just all that kind of stuff was just absolutely massive influence on me. But also big influences on me with musician friends that I knew as well. A guy called Roy Sharp, another guy called Tony Taylor, who is a really good friend of mine. Though Kraftwerk's videos are not as good as Duck's. Kraftwerk. I went to see them live as well in Liverpool. Where does Bowie fit with you? Yeah, I like Bowie. I like again. I like bits and pieces. I tend to like stuff of Bowie's that the Bowie fans don't like. I loved Black Tie White Noise. The whole album I thought was brilliant. That was a really, really, really good album. I thought really clever, really nice. Pin-ups. Oh, the album. Now, what pin-ups do I like? Well, there was Samantha Fox. Who were the other ones from the 80s?
I don't know. I love Michael Jackson.
No, the ones with the big, pin-ups.
Big eyes.
Manly pin-ups.
The big eyes.
Pin-ups for the men. Not pin-ups for the chicks. God.
What are your tattoos?
One is Ethnesis. That's the band and songwriting thing that me and Joe did. And we've got about 50 songs we recorded. My other one is a lyric, I Ghost. It was a poem, what I wrote. And I've got another one here just saying how much I love Joe. That's it. I haven't got any more tattoos, have you?
No, I've got 5.
Joe's got 5. It's a collection of various hits. Yeah, I thought it was. I like Changes. Changes 1 and 2 are good if you like hits albums. But I like. Oh, I tell you what. Yeah, massive Tony Banks fan. You've got to be in you if you like Genesis. I love Tony Banks. I love Tony Banks because he made the Yamaha Electric Grand famous. Let's see. What was I talking about? Before someone mentioned Tony Banks, what was I going to say? I forgot. Bowie. Another one of my favourite albums of all time. So if you put in like proper favourite albums of all time, Albedo 0.39 by Vangelis, Ziggy Stardust album by Bowie, Breakfast in America, probably Equinox or Oxygen, but my veer towards is Equinox. Tangerine Dream, I like Force Majeure, one of the greatest albums ever written, because parts of it don't even sound like Tangerine Dream. It's very rocky. But then again, Cyclone was a little bit like that as well. Or Tangram was brilliant because that's when they started to get into using PPG. And that's very distinctive wavetable sound. Wolfgang Palm just does so well. Watson Barkin. No, he's here. He's
asleep.
He's asleep here. He's here. He's not asleep. We've woken him up now. There's CP80. Well, CP70. The CP80. The CP70 was just a shorter version of the 80, wasn't it? I love the sound of the Electric Grand. One of my favourite piano sounds. It's absolutely phenomenal piano. I love it. Even, do you know what? It wasn't even bad when in the actual original one was too bad. You know, like, I don't know if you know, but it was just come apart in 2 pieces. Yeah, but see, it's great for funky as well, isn't it? That and clavinets. I know Dave likes clavinets. But CP, the actual original, I mean, they were heavy because they were a real piano made of wood and steel, but they used to come around in 2 bits. What was you holding? No, it's my vape thing.
Give side 2 of Low by Willis, and I think you'd really enjoy it.
What is it?
Give side 2 of Low.
Oh.
By
you know what? I've probably heard it. Well, I will have heard it, won't I? But Also, I'll never need another clavinet on iOS. Which clavinet do you like the best? Oh, no, yeah. Neo Soul Keys. Lol, if it was Tabasco sauce. I love spicy sauce, Dean. Honest to God, if you come in, I'd come in as full of spicy sauce. I'm a real proper mad spice head. Proper. I can proper eat hot food, me. Oh, if it ain't eating, what you ain't worth eating. Tommy Banks. I'm thinking of Tommy. Who's Tommy Banks? Oh, Styx. I liked Styx as well. I like Dennis DeYoung. I like, God, I even like Babe, to be fair. But I like The Grand Illusion. That's a proper prog album, that is. Really good. Styx were a bit full of themselves, though, weren't they, really? Do you know what I mean? But they were good. They were good. I like Styx. But kind of liked a lot of that anthemic American rock back in the day. REO Speedwagon and stuff like that. I went through a thing. Yes, that's Tommy Banks. He rocked out a mean solo. Kansas were a good band, weren't they? Boston, Kansas, Boston, people like that. But they all had like classic iconic tracks, didn't like Blue Oyster Cult and stuff, you know. Def Leppard. Joe, big fan of Def Leppard. Joe's a big fan of Nickelback. I quite like Rockstar, though. You've got to be honest, Rockstar, wasn't it? One of the greatest songs, you know, one of the greatest pieces of pop rock you could ever write. The lyrics are just superb, but they were catchy as well. Does anyone here have a clue what Retronom's next? No, I don't. Not a clue. Retronoms don't tell me anything. I don't think they like me. I'm sure they do. They've given me stuff before. It's just that I don't do often their stuff. But it's not really. I've done everything really. There's nothing else I can do for Retronoms demo wise. I suppose I could do Phase 84 again. I re-downloaded that. I was playing around with Tabletop. Quite like Tabletop, even though it's limited. I quite like the limitations. It's nice to work in a limited environment every now and then. It's good. It forces you to do something that you wouldn't normally do, I think. I do. What? No. So what's next? Let's see. 300 miles per hour to new distortion. From is it Ananosh? He sent me a code last night, and it's probably the Hysteria. Yes, Mike says Hysteria was a great record, one of the biggest selling albums ever. There was a really good documentary about that as well, and that wasn't that the first album. Was that the first album they did after the drummer lost his arm? I can't remember. Anyway, but 300 mile an hour from Ananosh Da trio classic song. Sent me that today, 300 mile an hour, and it's the first one of his effects apps that I've actually been able to understand. So I will definitely be giving that a demo. And it was pretty cool as well. Actually, funnily enough, I ran thingy through. I ran what's it called, Workbench through it last night, and it was quite bizarre. It was quite the bizarre thing going on, quite the strangeness. Tell you what I've been watching. I managed to finally get Netflix working again after it stopped working. Listen to this, you'll love this. Right, so ages and ages ago, we were watching Netflix, and we were watching, I can't remember what we were watching. We were watching that one, I think it was called Touch with Kiefer Sutherland. Anyway, we were halfway through the series, and all of a sudden, Netflix decided to do an update. So we updated it, and after that, it wouldn't work. Right. So everything else worked. Amazon, Sky, all the rest of it, all that works fine. Great, no problems. No problems with the TV at all. Everything's fine, functioning. The internet, everything working on it. Right. So phone up Netflix's hotline, which is very fast. They phone me back. And they said, well, try turning off your telly. So I've done that. They said, well, yeah, try pressing that reset button on your telly. I said, my telly doesn't have a reset button. I've reset it at manufacturers. Well, try this, try that. So I did all these things, right? He says, no, it's definitely your telly. There's nothing the matter with Netflix. It's your TV. you need to contact Sony. Right. This guy gave me the number for Sony, so I ain't contacting Sony. So what I said to him, I said, I'll tell you what I'll do, mate. I'm going to cancel my subscription. And, you know, because I'm not going to, I know that it's not the TV because everything else is working. Right. So anyway, then this was months and months ago. So the other night, I thought, I know, I'll have a look at Netflix. And when you re-sign up, you get another 3 months trial. It's perfect now. It's absolutely fine. Nothing the matter with it whatsoever. Absolutely splendid. Working fine. Oh, and of course, it's me telly, isn't it? But it's not, is it? It was what I said to them. It was them. And it winds me up. Anyway, it gets right on my... Anyway, so... yeah, so anyway, so what my point of the whole thing was, I've started to watch... The first thing we started to watch was The Mist... Now, I watched the movie The Mist. I read the book, the Stephen King short story and novella, something like that. It's not a novel. But and I loved it. And then we watched the movie, and I thought, oh, yeah, the movie's pretty good. Because, you know, I like B-movie stuff.
Have you watched the movie?
Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah. It was where the dinosaurs come out of the mist at the end.
No, it isn't. Is that?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Anyway, so, but this series...
Nobody wants to watch the end of that movie.
This series... oh, everyone will know it. But this series is completely different and it's really, really good. Anyway, there's a new series of Stranger Things coming, which I think is brilliant. So that's good. And then we're halfway through watching that film about Margaret Thatcher. Now, I don't know if you Americans or anyone else out there will know who Margaret Thatcher was, but she was Prime Minister, Conservative Prime Minister in the 80s. First woman Prime Minister that we'd ever had. And but yeah, she was, yeah. And everyone else, if you got Netflix, you just got to see. But what's quick? I can't.
Toast of London, prog album maker and top comic Matt Berry stars it. So funny.
Oh, well, we should watch that.
All right.
Will we take suggestions? The Iron Lady. Yeah, and it's actually...
What's it called?
It's the Toast of London. It's actually quite a good film, but Meryl Streep plays Margaret Thatcher. She is such an amazing actress. Jim Broadbent plays Dennis's husband, and he's really good as well. Jim Broadbent's a great actor. But Meryl Streep, to be fair, you wouldn't even know it was Meryl Streep. You know, it's so good. Meryl Streep, Judi Dench, people like that, you know. What's her name? Maggie Smith. These women, their acting ability is just phenomenal. Got a load of great male actors out there as well, obviously. My favourite male actor, it's got to be Robert De Niro. I think that guy, you watch Robert De Niro on screen and you watch him for like 5 minutes and you're just watching. It's like watching a masterclass in acting, but also people like Gene Hackman, Danny DeVito, people like that, you know, they're just incredible actors, aren't they?
You turned into Barry Norman.
I think I'm going to just go, it's filmed like with Doug, okay? So there are some really good, Michael Caine, I think, and a lot of people didn't like him and said, I think he's brilliant. But yeah, there are some great, and... I can't even do a Michael Caine impression. You were only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. You were only supposed to blow the bloody iPad out the door. Anyway, that didn't sound anything like Michael Caine. Sean Connery used to like him as an actor, but he doesn't. I think he's retired now. And other people I liked was Gene Wilder, Mel Brooks. I'll just do who was on Jonathan Ross last night. I got an itch. Okay, give us your best Yorkshire accent. Here up, man, like, come put can tit one what kept tittle on top, got took cup copper. Joe Al Pacino, genius. Have you heard Kevin Spacey's? Kevin Spacey. Tit man lad. Have you heard Kevin Spacey's impression of Al Pacino? And who's that other genius he does? Who I love is Christopher Walken. I wish I could do these. But Kevin Spacey does Al Pacino and Christopher Walken. It's just amazing. It's so. Kevin Spacey. There you go. There's acting godliness straight away. K-Pax. Amazing film. God, there are so many great actors, aren't there? We should do film night, shouldn't we, next week? Next week will be film night. We shall discuss our favourite movies. Spacey is a genius. And he was the director of the Old Vic here for, I think it was over 10 years. The artistic director.
Is that the pub on EastEnders?
No, it's not the pub on EastEnders. It's I don't know what it is. I've never been. It's a theatre in London, yeah. Sorry, I'm late. Okay, no problem. William Shatner is here. William Shatner. No. He was good as Kirk. Who else really good?
It's in Edmonton at a comic book expo is William Shatner.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
Well, clearly, unless I've dragged him in his box.
I thought he'd been beamed up weeks ago. No, I know. I'm not. It was very sad when Leonard Nimoy died. Is it Leonard Nimoy?
Leonard.
Not Leonard. Not Lemmy Nimoy. You know. Oh, you live in Ed. You live in Ed. Have you been to see him? Is he there? Tell him I liked him as Kirk in Star Trek. He'll know who I am. I say he'll just say, that well, exactly. I said, Doug, and he'll say, oh, Doug from the sound test room, and he say, yeah. He said, they thought you'd been beamed up a few weeks ago, but obviously you're clearly fine. Oh right, I can't even. Does anyone remember that episode of Star Trek called The Trouble with Tribbles? That was like Shatner won't answer questions about Star Trek. To be fair, he's probably sick to death of it. So I don't really blame him. And how long ago did he stop doing that? When was the last Star Trek movie? It was in the 80s. But everybody, it doesn't matter whether he answers the questions or not. He's always going to be Captain Kirk, isn't he? I got to tell you one trouble with Tribbles. I just felt the Gremlins was like. Gremlins had like ripped off that Star Trek episode. Hey, but who am I to say? What do I know? You know what I mean? I don't know these things.
I'm glad you wrote a list.
I did. Well, I've gone through it, haven't I? That's the trouble. My list wasn't long enough.
Well, I did say.
I've done it all, but it doesn't matter.
Have you ever thought about hiring an actor to do your vids?
Hang on a minute. Bill? Hey, Bill, I know you're in Edmonton. No, it's fine. No, I know it's not a problem. But if you jump on your iPad now, you'll probably catch me. Okay. Listen, Bill. Will you do my next video for me? Beam you up as well, mate. So, I don't need an actor to do me videos. Next questions. More questions. I've run out of things to say. I'll have to go if we don't think of something to say. Somebody said they like the background. It's nice, isn't it? They got them from Amazon. They're brilliant, like a $5. It's loads cheaper than painting. So we say hello to Watson while we're waiting for somebody to say something. Do you know what? Have you noticed? I've only started doing these once a fortnight because I run out of things to say. Come here. Oh, like, he's been asleep. Look. I know. Oh, it'd be great if you could talk, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Hey?
No, because that would mean I've got 2 wafflers in the house.
No. Any more news on Synthmaster 1? No. Did you watch the video? Time to start a quiz.
You didn't do it, did you?
I didn't do a quiz.
What did I say to you?
I know. I'm stupid. I know. Well, I can't even think of any questions. My brain's fried. Hang on a minute. You take over a second. I'll think of a cool one. Have you seen Yeah, I don't know. It's by that guy who did 3D piano, isn't it? I couldn't find. I was gonna try and get a code and see if I could, but there doesn't seem to be any contact details for him anywhere. I couldn't find any information, or the website is just like a link back to the app page. I don't know what you're supposed to do if you get any problems. I'm sure there is. I'm sure I've spoken to him before, you know, years ago. I'm positive, but I don't know. It's a lot of what's it? Have you liked it, Joe?
Liked what?
The video, you click the like button.
Right.
You know, since you're on a separate thing. News on Drum Perfect Pro, it's crashing. Fixed. It's getting fixed. Yeah. Coming next, Watson's review of Cubasis. I'll get him to do you a soundbite, Dean.
I think he's a bit fed up.
Is he?
Yeah.
A bit fed up, are you? You're not talking.
He doesn't talk, Doug. He's a dog. What?
What's going on? You need to read the things for me.
DPP's adding a full mixer. It looks brilliant.
All right. Oh well, there you go. Well, when that comes out, that'll be done. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. Pardon me.
I've just got lots of people talking to me on something else. Sorry.
Okay. Watson looks lovely.
Watson looks lovely, and you seem in good spirits, which is so good to see. Please do a MIDI intro video for the likes of me.
Oh, I am a MIDI though. This is the problem. I am a MIDI, and it's such a vast thing. I am just getting into MIDIing up my M Audio controller, the M Audio Oxygen 61. So I'm really getting into that. And so far, that's been absolutely brilliant. And I did a video. Oh, I did do a MIDI video today. After the last one I released a couple of hours before I went live, I published it. And it's how to, because Korg iMono Poly has just been updated with MIDI lane. So I've got a video, but it's not like the MIDI lane we know where it all goes green. It's like, God, I messed my head. It's just a disaster.
All right.
So it's different. So I've done a video on how to set up your MIDI controller and sliders and stuff with various bits and pieces on that. So that was fun. So yeah, but other than that, I suppose I am getting better with MIDI. I am. It's getting there slowly but surely. I'll have to get into synth programming next. Leave that to Jacob. Leave that to the experts. You know, you've got to go and watch Dean's video though, the one where he's up BM3, up the mountains in the national forest. It's absolutely amazing. Please, everybody, hit the like button now. Yes, please do. There are 31 people watching, and I've had 14 likes. It should be 31 likes. Should be more likes, more likes, more. 15 likes, 15 likes. Let's push those likes up. Let's do it now. Let's push the likes up. Oh, Point Break, there was a film. I like that film, and I like Keanu Reeves, and I like Gary Busey, and I like I like that movie. It's fun. No problem. Dean Doris, Electronic Sounds, the channel for you. I'm going to do myself out of a job here, Dean. They'll be coming to me saying, we're not watching you anymore. I can't understand it. Always watch your vids for the presets. That's where I'm coming from. What was the last? I'm missing some of this, darling.
Did you dislike? No, I didn't.
I haven't had a dislike, have I?
No, not that I can say.
I will get some dislikes. I always get a few. It's always weird. I always get one or two dislikes. I sometimes think people who watch this religiously, it is proper, isn't it? Wait a minute. Are you watching the original with Patrick Swayze, or are you watching like the new version, or is there like a series? Because they keep doing remaking the films, didn't they? Does anybody think they should remake It's a Wonderful Life? Before we start, I don't think they should ever remake that movie. It's one of my favourite films ever. But I think sometimes they just wreck films. Loved all of Point Break. Yeah, Hot Fuzz. That's a good film. I like Dave Pegg. Do you know any apps like Funk Drummer for guitars? I tell you what's close. No, there isn't anything like that for iOS. But the original Swayze. You can't beat a bit of the original Swayze, can you? Shaun of the Dead. That's a great film. I think we've got that on video somewhere.
If I close my eyes and make them really, really tight, you could be Patrick Swayze.
Did you see that? See, if Jo closes her eyes really, really, really tight, I could be Patrick. Hang on a minute. If they're closed really tight, you can't see me.
No.
Yeah, so next week it's quiz and Utah. Yeah. Johnny Utah. Yeah, it's a great, yeah, Ghost. Oh, Ghost, yeah, Ghost's brilliant. We like Ghost. We like Patrick Swayze.
I like him more than you.
Yeah, I know you like him more than me, but you liked him for different reasons, darling, didn't you? Yeah, Patrick Roadhouse. Oh, no, Doug Woods in Roadhouse to the Return. That was a good film, Roadhouse. That was a proper TNA blokey film. Did you like Roadhouse, Jo?
What's that?
It's Patrick Swayze film, mate. He's the bodyguard. Well, bodyguard. He's the bouncer doorman at the club.
I don't know. I can't remember it. I'm not very good at recalling films, am I?
It's a really good film.
Dirty Dancing.
Rubbish! Nonsense and food. Nobody puts a baby in a corner. Classic line. I mean, she's sitting at a wall. Right.
What? Oh.
Told you. It's not well.
Greatest film sequels. Godfather 2, somebody said.
Greatest film sequels.
Princess Diaries 2.
I wish they'd. I look like the film The Princess Bride. I love that film. But sequels. There are some good sequels. See, Aliens was good because James Cameron did something that wasn't trying to be the original film. So that's why that kind of worked. But, I mean, you look at things like Psycho. Don't even. But I don't know about sequels. There are some decent sequels. I don't know. I've just watched Terminator 2. That was brilliant. Inconceivable. Inconceivable! But yeah, I love Princess Bride. Bet you watched that as well, didn't you, Dean? Princess Bride. We watched that not long ago. Yeah, Terminator 2. Terminator 3 was crap. Didn't like that at all. I've just watched Terminator Genesis. I thought that was pretty good, to be fair. But I do like Arnold. And I didn't like Predator 2. And I loved Predator. And Mad Max. Mad Max was okay, the original version. But they just got more money, didn't they? They just got better and better. First Blood was brilliant. First Blood was amazing. Rambo was okay, but then again, it was a different movie, wasn't it? Do you know what? I'll tell you straight away now. The worst sequel in history was Speed 2. Oh my God. Oh my God, what did they do? Why did they even bother? They may have just salvaged some dignity if they hadn't called it Speed 2. And called it something else.
They were rubbish.
But as soon as they called it Speed 2, they wrecked it for life. Yeah, Blade Runner. The Blade Runner movie, the new one, that's gonna be pretty good, I reckon. Yeah, because they'll have taken care. And people making sequels now, you know, they take care because they know, especially when you're dealing with what is essentially a piece of cinematic history, but a much loved and respected film. Because straight on it, people are going to be going, well, you know, it ain't like the original. And you know what blows it for a lot of these movies, sequels as well?
Oh, look what you've done.
What have I done?
You've done that to me.
What?
Got all paused. What's going on there?
That's it. Is anyone experiencing lag or freezing? Just at the boredom, I'm looking at Cubase's. Are you saying you're bored? No, just restart it again, darling. Just restart the app. Yeah, just restart it. Just that's it, and then restart it. It's probably just lag. Everyone else is it's okay. It's live. What are you doing now?
I'm just restarting it.
So I'm looking for the AUV3 automation update. Yeah, that's coming soon. That'll be good because BM3 have got it, so it's obviously proper doable. Although it's a bit weird in BM3. I tried to automate a couple of things, and they wouldn't automate. I had to go to the automation lane and actually draw the automation in instead of controlling just the knobs. Yeah, do you think GarageBand does get better and better every time I update it, doesn't it? But Apple are caring with their own product. Is it back online now?
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. So anyway, it's soon time to go. Anyone using BM3 and iPad 2? No, I'm not. In fact, I don't even think we've got an iPad 2. Charlotte's got an iPad 2.
She hasn't got it. She sold it to...
oh, Vicky. She sold it to Vicky, yeah. So I shall be going soon now. Anyone else got any quick questions? Next time, in 2 weeks, I'll get some... I'll have a look round through through my favourite films. Just let me see if I can actually... My eyes aren't great, so I need to...
I'm going to make you do a quiz for next time.
Yeah, we'll do a quiz for next time. Biz, yeah, it is getting... That's getting an update, isn't it? But I don't use that. I haven't used it for... I need a link to some really good sound fonts. Hang on a sec. Let's see. Oh, I tell you what, 12 Angry Men. I like that film. You know, the one with James Fonda where he's headed... Well, he's not headed a jury, is he? But where they're on a jury. That's a great film, that is. Let's see. God, I need to... What did I watch the other day? Oh, Inception. That was pretty wild. Yeah, 12 Angry Men is amazing. There is another movie. We should do this as well.
A quiz on movie music? You quite like music.
I love movie music. So we'll sort out a quiz on music.
Movies.
Don't have the quiz on. Here is my first question. What's your problem? What's the problem? You remember Ridley Scott? After this, it's Doug's workbench video. Yes, watch my workbench video as well. It's fun. It's fun, but you learn stuff too. It's fun, but you learn. I need to think. What I also want to do as well is we should do a films that they should never ever remake. Now they should never remake 12 Angry Men. They should definitely never remake It's a Wonderful Life. I'm looking forward to the album. We'll pick it up Friday. Yeah, please do. It's really great. It's really great, the album. So if I say, well, 2 weeks, obviously, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Because if I do it every week, I'll get... I really wouldn't have anything to say. I haven't got anything to say now, but, you know... So we'll do that for 2 weeks. So we'll sort out quiz, film music, and we'll do films they should never have remade. So at least they never remade Blade Runner. But you know, I watched Blade Runner not long ago on Blu-ray, and do you know what? It's like Alien. I mean, it's Ridley Scott. He was really good. I mean, there are a few things in Alien that are a bit, you know, that are totally dated now, like the computer monitors and stuff, because they're not flat screen, things are just flat. I just think that you can watch Alien or Blade Runner and they still look brilliant. But then again, you see, I can watch Casablanca and I think that looks brilliant as well, considering the limitations of its filming and when it was made. anything like, I love James Cagney movies and stuff like that, old black and white gangster flicks or stuff. Yes?
Nothing.
Stuff like that I like. Joe's not so keen on black and white, are you?
No, because I can see in colour.
Yeah, I can see in colouring too. You can't get the staff. Anyway, look, right. It's a Wonderful Life shot in black and white. George Clooney as the lead. I could watch. Nah. Although George Clooney does look a bit like he probably would be quite good as Jimmy Stewart is his part. Black and White Stranglers LP. Yeah, I love Stranglers. Get a grip on yourself, eh? Peaches. Right. Okay, guys. It's time for me to go now. I need to go and take tablets as my alarm for my tablets and stuff. And I hopefully will see you guys again in 2 weeks' time. So we'll say, I'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. And we'll do that. We'll do what Joe's written it down now for movie quiz.
Yeah.
Movie music quiz. But it won't be very hard.
Oh, it will.
No, you won't.
It will. I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks.
It won't be hard, Joe, because there is no prize. I have no prize. See you later, Dave. Cheers. Oh, thanks everybody. Thanks everyone for joining for joining on the madness. The madness is no. Okay, guys. So 10 seconds now. Like so, 10 9. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Bye.
3, 2, 1. Cheers. Bye bye. Bye bye, everybody. See you later, Colin. Should have a new track. Yes, I've been playing with the tracks anyway. So that should have an album out soon. All right, guys. Back up. See you later.